I'm Kelley Sheehan. I'm a composer. So I just started a PhD program at Harvard University. Before that, I was studying in Chicago, and that's where I grew up. So I spent the majority of my life there. I got a lot of my influences from my peers in the city. Just a lot of great music coming out of there, and I got the chance to see it all. So I usually start composing. I'm very hands-on, so I like to have the instruments that I'm writing for at home. So for instance, if I'm writing for guitar, I probably have a guitar at home, and I'm exploring it, just assessing and searching for sounds that I really like. And then from there, it's figuring out how I want to put it in time in a way that suits the material well and is also interesting to me at the same time. I would define my work as sort of very interested in collaboration. I really like to work with others. And sometimes it's just a cacophony or a wall of sound. Sometimes it's very logical, sometimes it's not logical at all. Each performer has a contact mic and a very tiny amp, as well as their own mixing board. So throughout the piece, they adjust the contact mic. I'll ask them to move it at certain points. It'll sometimes be fixed on their instrument or parts of their instrument. And so as they're playing, I'll ask them to move closer to the amp, so then we also get this feedback mixed in. And so all three of them are doing that at various points. The idea is we get a mixing of, flute, high flute in this high frequency, and then also the feedback in the same high frequency. So sometimes, even though we're looking and we're hearing, we're not sure where the sound source is coming from. And at the end of the day, it's coming from the same person because they're moving closer to the amp, but we're not sure if it's feedback or flute that we're hearing, or if it's feedback or clarinet that we're hearing. So that's the idea of the piece. And sometimes I purposely mess with that by shutting off the lights, so that we're not sure, at the same time, we're not sure what we're listening to. We have an idea, but the goal is no one really knows what's happening. And they can shape the feedback with their mixing boards throughout the piece. So when making the piece, I had to be very mindful of space, in this very small space for the performers to work in, and be mindful of the time it took to get to places and have feedback occur and shape these materials in a way that they can be successful in performance. And that was a big challenge, but I think we got there.